Welcome to the National Day Parade live from the National Stadium. I'm Norman Lim. With me are my co-commentators Jeanette Joseph and Hashim Yusuf. Singapore's biggest birthday party of the year is about to begin, and already an air of festivity fills the stadium. 60,000 spectators have come to enjoy themselves and take part in the celebrations. Some have come as early as 2 o'clock. Pomp and ceremony and colourful displays await us. And now we see the marching in of the colour parties and the Guard of Honour contingents. As we celebrate together our nation's 24th birthday, joining me now is Hashim Yusuf.
SBC mempersilakan anda di rumah bergembira sama dalam pesta gilang gemilang, perbaisan dan permainan yang beraneka warna. Inilah siaran langsung dari Stadium Negara sempena ulang tahun kemerdekaan Singapura yang ke-24. Dengan 15 buah kamera televisyen, dirakam segala peristiwa yang berlaku dan dari lebih 100 buah mikrofon diperdengarkan gema irama dan tempik sorak 60,000 para penonton. Sesungguhnya inilah puncak perayaan tahunan untuk setiap golongan masyarakat.
The colour party and the Guard of Honour contingents have just taken their positions. Singaporeans in a mood for celebration. Later, a celebration of music and songs, marvellous colours and captivating performances. Well, an exciting evening waits us as we invite you all to join in.
The Guard of Honour contingents and the colour parties now taking their dressing.
Perbarisan pada hari ini akan dikendalikan oleh Lieutenant Colonel Giles Miranda dari Sekolah Latihan Tentera.
Taking pride of place in front of the parade are the Guard of Honour contingents from the Army, the Navy, the Air Force and the police. Splendid performance by the Guard of Honour contingents. The man on whose commands the whole parade turns, Lieutenant Colonel Giles Miranda.
Sebentar lagi kita akan mendengar lagu-lagu yang dinyanyikan oleh kumpulan padusuara seramai 2,300 orang dari 20 buah sekolah dari merata kawasan, kebanyakannya pelajar-pelajar sekolah menengah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now wait the arrival of the cabinet ministers.
Stadium compares Samuel Chong, and later we'll hear the voices also of Jenny Teo and Leslie Pillay, who will keep the spectators here informed of events taking place here in the stadium.
Dan inilah sebahagian dari para peserta dan orang ramai yang telah berhimpun di stadium ini dari siang-siang lagi. Di antaranya ialah kumpulan-kumpulan dari Institut Pengajian Tinggi Penguasa Pelabuhan Singapura, Persatuan Rakyat Tabung Simpanan Pekerja, Bank Simpanan Pejabat Pos, Pasukan Pertahanan Awam, Perkhidmatan Penerbangan Lapangan Terbang Changi dan lain-lain lagi.
Ladies and gentlemen, the arrival of the cabinet ministers.
Now we see the cabinet ministers and ministers of state arriving to take their places. Brigadier General Lee Hsien Loong, Professor S. Jack Kumar, Dr. Richard Hu, Dr. Yeo Ning Hong, Dr. Tony Tan, Mr. Ong Teng Cheong, Second Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Sid Ai Mi, Mr. Peter Sung, Mr. Cheng Jit Kun, and Dr. Teng Su.
Selain daripada Menteri Kabinet yang telah pun hadir, turut serta ialah anggota-anggota Parlimen, pemimpin-pemimpin kaum, pemimpin-pemimpin akar umbi, ketua-ketua diplomat negara-negara asing dan pegawai-pegawai kanan pemerintah.
Mr. Goh Chok Tong with Mr. Dhanabalan, Professor S. Jakumar on the left.
Boys! Turn round! Hey! Hey! Hey, hard turn! Hey! Let's join the choir once again in singing a song that describes what we feel today. Let's have everybody stand up. Let's stand up for Singapore.
Para penonton dipersilakan untuk menyanyi bersama-sama dengan kumpulan padu suara dengan iringan pancaragam Sekolah Gan Eng Seng dan Sekolah St. Andrews.
And now the voices of the combined schools choir, 20 schools in all. The conductor is Mrs. Chow Woo Aung San, while the whole stadium's joining in, and those at home too, join in and be a part of this wonderful celebration. The whole stadium singing out in one voice, stand up for Singapore. Many of the songs today will be songs familiar to us, and you just heard the combined schools choir and the St. Andrews Secondary School and Gan Eng Seng school bands.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a short while, the Prime Minister will arrive. And when his arrival is announced, let's all stand and give him a rousing welcome.
Kami di sini menunggu ketibaan Perdana Menteri yang akan sampai di sini dalam masa beberapa minit saja lagi. Yang kelihatan sekarang ialah 20 pasukan terdiri dari pertubuhan-pertubuhan beruniform, pasukan kadet sekolah, pasukan pengakap, pasukan pandu puteri dan lain-lainnya.
Whole families, friends, colleagues, neighbors have come to enjoy and to celebrate Singapore's 24th birthday. And capturing the action, colour and sound of the parade, we've deployed 15 cameras and 80 microphones, all strategically placed all around the stadium.
And the Singaporeans have come together here well equipped too, with fans, umbrellas, caps.
It's a perfect day for the National Day Parade. It was raining earlier this morning, but now the weather's fine and it's suited for a National Day Parade.
And they've been
everyone can
gathering
enjoy.
here since about 2 p.m, Norman.
Mengikut jadual acara pada hari ini, sesudah ketibaan Perdana Menteri akan disusul pula dengan ketibaan Presiden Wee Kim Wee dan bermulalah upacara rasmi dengan pemeriksaan kawalan kehormatan terdiri dari pasukan komando, pasukan tentera laut, pasukan tentera udara dan polis. Dan Presiden juga akan mengelilingi padang dengan sebuah van untuk...
Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister.
Itu dia pengumuman ketibaan Perdana Menteri.
The arrival of the Prime Minister.
Bersedia menunggu ketibaan Perdana Menteri ialah Lieutenant General Winston Chu, Ketua Staf Angkatan Bersenjata Republik Singapura.
And the motorcade draws up in front of the grandstand. The Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, is greeted, and what a rousing welcome he gets from the spectators here. A warm welcome for the Prime Minister as he steps up to the saluting dais to receive the general salute. Prime Minister now will join his cabinet colleagues in the grandstand, and then we'll be singing our next song, This Is My Land.
Encik Lee Kuan Yew telah menjadi Perdana Menteri Singapura sejak 3 Jun 1959.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's join our voices as one as we sing our next song, song number 10. This is My Land.
Kita sama-sama menyanyikan lagu Inilah Tanah Airku.
The Presidential Lance Guards taking their position. Song in tribute to Singapore, which has seen tremendous progress over the years. As much Singaporeans can be thankful and cause for celebration today.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yang kelihatan berbaris
the President.
serong ialah pengawal-pengawal bertombak. Ketibaan Presiden.
The moment we've all been waiting for, the arrival of the President. welcome for the president from the spectators here as the president steps up on the dais, and in a while the stadium will resound to the strains of the national anthem as the presidential salute is taken.
Lieutenant Colonel Giles Miranda mempersilakan Presiden untuk memeriksa kawalan kehormatan.
Lieutenant Colonel Giles Miranda now moves forward to invite the president to inspect the Guard of Honor.
Mr. President, sir, parade formed up and ready for your inspection, sir.
Now we hear the first of the traditional 21-gun salute for President Wee Kim Wee. This year, the saluting battery is from the 20th Battalion of the Singapore Artillery, this year's Best Support Unit and Best Artillery Unit. All the rounds are being fired outside the stadium grounds, beside the Kallang River. They're sounding just as resounding here in the stadium.
Jenis meriam yang digunakan ini ialah jenis 25 pounder dan setiap satu dikendalikan oleh 6 orang. Tembakan begini umumnya sebagai alu-aluan raja yang berdaulat, ketua negara atau presiden sebuah negara republik seperti kita. Sewajarnya lah Presiden Wee menerima penghormatan setinggi ini.
Guns are called 25 pounders and 6 men handle each of the 6 guns. They take turns to fire the 21 shots.
Presiden Wee disambut oleh Kapten Tan Eng An dari Unit Komando Kawalan Kehormatan.
The President receives a sword salute from Captain Tan Eng An, commander of the Army Guard of Honor contingent. He will escort the President in the inspection.
Dua orang pegawai yang berjalan di hadapan itu ialah Kapten Bernie Ho dan Kapten Sebastian Ko, iaitu pengiring peribadi Presiden. Di belakang Presiden ialah Lieutenant General Winston Chu. Di sebelah kanan ialah Kapten Tan Eng An.
President now moving down the first row of the Army Guard of Honor contingent, mounted by men from the 1st Commando Battalion. And what a pleasant surprise for this young commando as President Wee proposes to have a few words with him. On July the 1st this year, they won the Best Combat Unit Award for the 8th time. And this is the 3rd consecutive year the unit has been selected to be the Guard of Honor.
Sesudah memeriksa kawalan kehormatan bahagian tentera darat, tiba pula pada bahagian tentera laut. Mereka terdiri dari 2 unit tentera laut, para penyelam tasar laut dan unit sekolah latihan tentera laut.
Now inspecting the Navy Guard of Honor contingent. A proud moment for these men from the Naval Diving Unit and the School of Naval Training. The President now just passing the colors and compliments are paid.
Dan inilah pasukan panji-panji tentera, kemegahan bagi sesama pasukan. Dan seterusnya Presiden memeriksa bahagian tentera udara terdiri dari anggota-anggota skuadron pertahanan udara dan field defense skuadron membaiki kapal terbang.
The President now inspecting the Air Force Guard of Honor, and again the President stops to talk to one of the men. Some encouraging words of praise, no doubt. These are men from the Tengah Air Base and carrying AR-15 rifles. A very smart turnout for these Air Forcemen.
Dan yang keempat ialah pasukan polis terdiri dari pelatih-pelatih di Akademi Polis Singapura.
Now the last Guard of Honor contingent from the police. 120 policemen from the Police Academy. Contingent Commander, NS Probationary Inspector, Loy Sutu.
Itulah tembakan yang ke-21 yang dijangkakan sampai pada saat Presiden memeriksa askar yang penghabisan sekali.
With the inspection over, Captain Taning An, the commander of the Army Guard of Honor, gives a sword salute again and requests permission to carry on. And now we'll have a drive pass for the President, and this is the first time that it has been introduced. And escorting him in the ceremonial Land Rover are Lieutenant General Winston Chu and Lieutenant Colonel Giles Miranda, the parade commander.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our President a big hand.
Presiden Wee ialah Presiden keempat bagi Singapura. Wee Kim Wee ialah bekas diplomat, bekas wartawan, pernah menjadi pengurusi sebuah badan berkanun. Berusia 74 tahun, dilahirkan di Singapura dan bekas untuk sekolah rasmi.
74-year-old President Wee Kim Wee was elected to the office in 1985. And in his 4 years as president, he has met many Singaporeans from all walks of life. He always has a friendly smile and kind words. Now the spectators have the opportunity to show their love and respect for the president. Some of the spectators, no doubt, may have met him personally at the Istana grounds, that is opened to the public during national holidays. A sea of waving hands acknowledging the President's wave, and a special display for President Wee as we see the words, "Welcome." And the other words, "Mr. President," will be unfolding as Land Rover moves down the stadium. What a colourful welcome for the President.
Kad imbas menunjukkan kata-kata selamat datang Tuan Presiden. Terbukti Presiden Wee adalah seorang presiden yang popular. Terbukti dari sorakan yang terimanya saat ini.
The flashcards, "Welcome Mr. President," are put up by some 2,000 participants from 21 different organizations and soldiers. Certainly a moving experience for everyone here in this spontaneous display. drive past has certainly lent an informal air to the ceremonial sections of the parade.
Sementara itu yang telah bersedia ialah kumpulan 24 orang dari berbagai lapisan masyarakat, berbagai usia, berbagai pekerjaan, berbagai kaum untuk membuat upacara melafaz ikrar tak setia kepada negara.
Following the drive past will come the dedication ceremony as the President makes his way to his seat. 24 Singaporeans from all walks of life will lead all here in the pledge to the nation. And leading the pledge taking will be Dr. Bharathi Vatanathan, Senior Registrar in the Ministry of Health. And Wilson Ong, a student, will recite the pledge in sign language.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the pledge to the nation.
Baris! Taat! Sate! Ya!
We, the citizens of Singapore, pledge ourselves as one united people, regardless of race, language or religion, to build a democratic society based on justice and equality, so as to achieve happiness, prosperity, and progress for our nation.
Mereka telah berikrar, kami rakyat Singapura berikrar membina satu masyarakat demokratik untuk mencapai kegembiraan, kemakmuran dan kemajuan negara.
Now adding joy to the occasion, we'll have the further joie or the fire of joy performed by the Guard of Honor. 3 volleys will be fired in quick succession.
Yang lain, yang kawalan kehormatan akan tembak budi jua. Kawalan kehormatan, isikan menuju.
Satu upacara yang boleh mendebarkan hati ialah tembakan silih berganti yang umumnya dikenali sebagai feu de joie dalam bahasa Perancis, bermaksud tembakan tanda gembira.
Hormat. Tembak.
What actually happens is that the first man in the front row, and you can hear them firing actually, the front row of the Army Guard of Honor fires first and is followed by the next man, right down the line to the last man of the Police Guard of Honor in the front line. And the people just love it.
Upacara tradisi ini melambangkan suasana bersuka.
To achieve such a perfect display, the men have had many practices and they have to be very alert so as not to miss their turn. Cheers of applause for the precision firing. And this is the third time that this is included in a National Day parade. Well orchestrated symphony of sounds.
Lieutenant Colonel Giles Miranda kini meminta izin dari Presiden untuk memulakan perbarisan lalu.
Now the parade commander approaches the president to seek his permission for the march past to begin.
Mr. President, sir, may I have your permission to march past the Guard of Honor and disperse the parade, sir?
Now the parade commander will give orders for the parade to get into position for the march past.
Perbarisan ini akan diketuai oleh Lieutenant Giles Miranda sendiri. Pancaragam yang bermain itu ialah pancaragam tentera udara dan pancaragam polis yang dipimpin oleh Major Irving Dragon.
Now the whole parade turns in readiness for the march past. The colour parties will move to the front in an arrowhead spot on. That's the title of this march, composed by Major Irving Dragon, the conductor of the Central Band. Colours of military flags are awarded to SAF units for their achievements in the field of combat, training and administrative efficiency. The military tradition of the trooping of colours has a history dating back to many centuries. These are the regimental and formation colours of the SAF.
Inilah pasukan pembawa panji-panji tentera. Kalau masa perang, panji-panji dijulang bukan sebagai tanda sahaja, tetapi sebagai daya penggerak semangat dan meninggikan moral perwira. Ini memang telah jadi tradisi dari zaman dan kala.
And in front, the state, SAF, Navy, Air Force, and 1st Commando Battalion colours. Coming to take his position in front of the parade, Lieutenant Colonel Giles Miranda.
Penolong Lieutenant Colonel Giles Miranda pada hari ini ialah Warrant Officer Kelas 1 Kwek Sechuan di belakangnya.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we invite you to join us in singing the song, Step by Step.
Yes, now the marching begins as the parade turns onto the track with the parade commander leading. The smart march past is to the theme song of the Army TV series Step by Step, played by the combined bands of the Air Force and the police. And everyone here joining in the singing of this popular tune. commander, Charles Miranda, is 42, joined the SAF in 1966. Just behind him is the Regimental Sergeant Major, Warrant Officer Class 1, Kwek Sichuan. This is the elite of the SAF, the 1st Commando Battalion, and they lead the 1st of the Guard of Honor contingent. Splendid marching, but men in red berets.
Setiap seorang membawa rifle jenis M16, mereka adalah dari Batalion Komando yang pertama, unit berkumpul yang terbaik tahun ini.
The Navy Guard of Honor contingent now with Captain Goh Chong Kiat leading. And what an impressive turnout by these men from the diving unit and School of Naval Training. Very proud day for them as they march past the grandstand.
Unit penyelam dasar laut dan Sekolah Latihan Tentera Laut ini pertama kali ambil bahagian sebagai pasukan kawalan kehormatan.
Pilot Captain Thomas C. with his men, the Air Force Guard of Honor contingent drawn from the Field Defense, Air Logistics, Airfield Maintenance, 142nd and 143rd Squadrons.
Bahagian yang ketiga, unit tentera udara yang dipimpin oleh seorang juruterbang.
The Police Guard of Honor contingent from the Police Academy.
Anggota-anggota penghormatan negara dari Sekolah Latihan Polis juga membentuk sebahagian pasukan kawalan kehormatan pada tahun ini.
From this low angle shot you can see the perfect marching of the Guard of Honor contingents. Cabinet ministers and members of parliament enjoying this march past. A splendid performance by the Guard of Honor contingents. As the Guard of Honor contingents move out of the stadium,
Ladies and gentlemen, let's all join our voices as one and sing this next song. It's song number 14 called 相信我吧，新加坡, Place Your Trust in Me, Singapore.
yes, the 20 blocks of the supporting contingents will march out to the tune of Place Your Trust in Me, Singapore. The man responsible for the music, Major Irvin Dragon, Senior Director of Music of the SAF Bands, conducting the central band.
Lagu yang diperdengarkan ini diberi tajuk Letakkan Kepercayaan Anda pada Kami.
These are the uniform groups from schools, the MPCC. The groups will march out of the stadium to the left and right and disperse outside the stadium. There will be no route march. 12 of the contingents are from the SAF. And what a wonderful way to add to the festivity. This year is the 20th anniversary of the SAF Reservists, and they are represented in 5 of the 10 Army marching contingents. display by spectator contingents, adding color to the parade.
And now, Drum Major Choi Kok-ming picks up the beats.
Dan sekarang sampai pula kepada acara permainan dan ditunjukkan oleh pelajar-pelajar sekolah. Kecergasan, tenaga dan semangat adalah beberapa unsur yang cuba diketengahkan. Hampir 800 ahli pancarangan bermain serentak menimbulkan suasana berpesta. Pakaian yang beraneka warna yang menakjubkan.
This is the theme from Rocky 1, Gonna Fly Now in quick march time. About 900 students are taking part in this opening number, and they are made up of 4 groups. The display band, the flag girls in the background, the main band, positioned just behind the display band, and then later on we'll be watching the percussion band. It is the main band that keeps the beat going and the students in step as they go through the various formations. The flag girls making a swinging entrance as they twirl their flags down the gallery stands. What a lovely, vibrant entrance.
Kad imbas mencerminkan pentingnya kesihatan bagi setiap individu.
This is the first time such a large number of flag girls are joining in a marching band. And this big number certainly provides a big task for the choreographers to work with. If you look carefully, you can see the students making patterns in motion. Just within 4 minutes, they form about 12 patterns, and that makes it one pattern in every 30 seconds. Certainly a lot of coordination and memory work. Vibrance and vitality from our students, reflecting the theme for this year's National Day, Health and Education. It all looks so effortless. This combined performance of the main band, the display band, the flag girls. A lot of time and practice has certainly gone into it. And now they're enjoying themselves to the tune of La Bamba. Such skillful twirling of the flag. Just look at that.
Sementara itu, inilah sudut penggambaran dari sebuah kamera sebesar ibu jari yang digunakan untuk membuat penggambaran sudut dari atas.
SAF Commandos free falling.
24 orang askar payung terjun dari 3 buah helikopter. Kebanyakan mereka ini adalah guru latih dari bahagian latihan dan sekolah latihan komando.
24 of them jumping from 3 helicopters 2,000 meters above ground. Much to the thrill and excitement of the spectators here at the stadium, and I'm sure all at home too.
What a pleasant surprise for the spectators.
Look at that young boy, certainly thrilled. And look at that, the brave men to the parachute training wing, and some of them in the School of Commando training. The neon cheerleaders adding excitement. Oh, what a wonderful sight watching these free fallers swinging their way down.
Askar-askar ini lengkap dengan keperluan-keperluan asas seperti payung terjun tambahan, alat mengira ketinggian, sebilah pisau, sarung tangan dan alat melihat dari jauh. Kesemuanya 24 orang askar-askar payung terjun yang mahir, yang punya pengalaman dan terjun beratus-ratus kali sebelum acara ini dilakukan.
It certainly takes a great deal of skill to control the chute and maneuver themselves to the exact spot. Like colored umbrellas in the sky. SAS commandos.
You can see that these men are well experienced, and some of them have had 3,000 jumps.
And all of them, Norman, are qualified military free fallers. The free fall display had to be carefully coordinated, and it was worked and reworked to minimize all risks. Cheerleaders adding so much fun.
See the commando there maneuvering by pulling on to control his downward path.
Ooh, what perfect landing.
Aneka warna payung terjun digunakan semuanya punya maksud yang tertentu. Merah, warna SAF, biru muda, warna tentera udara dan biru tua, warna tentera laut.
Some more commandos coming down. Altogether, 24 of them will be coming in to the field.
Oh, the crowd is certainly thrilled.
Beautiful landing.
This is the first time too the cheerleaders are joining in the fun in the National Day Parade.
Yes, Lee Kuan Yew, Dong Ping Chong, and his cabinet colleagues all enjoying the show by the commandos.
Dan acara ini mengenengahkan tema hidup yang sihat dan bahagia dengan unsur-unsur bekerja di samping suka-suka. Persoalan pokoknya ialah belajar dan beriadah. Otak yang sihat ialah dari badan yang sihat. Begitulah di antara pengertian acara berikut ini.
The marching band forming the figure 24. Giant candles fit the birthday pictures so well. The neon boys unfurling the lion heads, and let's all join in the birthday song to our nation. Come on, everyone. And everyone's got their big hands on, and they're doing simple choreographed movements. Watch the wave of hands. The stadium really looks like a giant birthday cake. Even the rooftop has the words, "Happy Birthday, Singapore." Doorway and adding to the enjoyment and fun here.
Dan sekarang, permainan pancarga percussion atau jenis alat muzik yang menggunakan pukulan untuk menimbulkan irama. Nikmatilah irama lagu aneka budaya darinya.
The percussion band in action now. Another first for this year. The percussion band performing on its own. You know, wonderful coordinated music and choreographed movements of students coming together from 24 schools. Let's enjoy this performance. And the crowds love that perfectly coordinated performance by the percussion band. It is a continuous flow of displays in our birthday celebration. And taking over now, the People's Association. Well, these young Singaporeans are dancing together to a song specially composed for this item. It's called People at Play. Well, according to the choreographers of this display, the coordination of steps is important, and the 1,000 youths involved had to go for weekly practices. Participants forming the word sports, and another 400 the word study, which the PA feels represents the ideal balance for our students.
Acara ini mencerminkan kecergasan belia hari ini. Kegiatan atau beriadah menjadikan cara hidup di Singapura.
Now, aren't they great on the hula hoop? I'm still trying to master that, Norman. What about you?
It looks easy, but it's not that easy. But they're certainly enjoying themselves.
Big-headed dolls bring to mind a picture of our children of our different ethnic races getting together to study.
400 pelajar memakai topeng patung yang melambangkan masyarakat berbilang kaum. Mereka ini kelihatan juga membawa buku. Pengertian yang ingin diketengahkan ialah belajar dan bermain. Adalah dua kegiatan penting dalam hidup setiap individu.
And now they're getting together to form a huge rainbow showing the beauty of Singapore. And the two butterflies depict a loving couple and the petals a multiracial society. And this is something which we all aim for, a good mixture of sports and studies. The audience captivated by the performance here. You know, one thing most of us would always like to be is to stay in shape. And look at the young ones enjoying themselves with this wonderful display.
This is one day where all of us can enjoy.
And talking about staying in shape, in aerobics is simple, fun and enjoyable, and it keeps you healthy and in shape.
Tarian senaman atau aerobik yang kian popular di kalangan anak remaja yang sentiasa pentingkan kesihatan. Ini adalah acara yang menggalak aktiviti sihat seperti itu. Persembahan kumpulan Nichiren Soshu.
The Nichiren Soshu Buddhist Association in an energetic performance. An interesting point about this year's parade is that it's a continuous flow of displays. Look at the young ones
And the
trying
mood
to
is
learn the
certainly
beat and keep in
infectious.
shape too, and they're starting young. And the heat is on, and the beat is it's infectious. These girls will be getting together to form 5 formation while dancing. Training started early in February with the aim of getting the girls familiar with the dance steps and movements early. And the months of training has certainly kept the girls in shape and good health too. Ling Sok Ching of Mei Chin Secondary School. About 1,000 girls joining in our celebrations with youthful vigor and dynamism, and turning the field into an open-air gymnasium. What a surprise! A change of costume with such quick timing.
I wonder how they do it, Jeanette.
Well, the top part is fixed with Velcro and they're pulled off to show off their colored costume. And I'm sure many of their parents watching them at home or in the stadium must be certainly proud of all the participants today at the parade.
Dan kini, peserta-peserta lelaki dari Majlis Sukan Singapura dan Persekutuan Taekwondo menyertai sama. Interaksi dari dua kumpulan lelaki dan perempuan, satu mencerminkan kegagahan, sementara yang satu lagi mencerminkan gerak laku yang lebih halus, campuran dua warna yang berbeza.
And running to join the girls, 800 Taekwondo participants. What an interesting integration. And look at that, the ruggedness of the men with the refined movements of the ladies. interesting point is that 120 of the Taekwondo participants are females, and she's one of the youngest participants in this year's National Day Parade.
Dan ini ialah acara menggalak kecerdasan rohani dan jasmani dari Persekutuan Taekwondo Singapura Angkatan Bersenjata Majlis Sukan Singapura untuk unsur tahan lasak dan keindahan dipadukan dalam tunjukan ini. Mula-mula ialah gerakan-gerakan asas dalam seni mempertahankan diri dengan menggunakan tangan dan kaki.
In this performance, coordinated by the Singapore Sports Council, participants from the Singapore Taekwondo Federation are showing off physical and mental toughness.
And now they're displaying fixed sparring techniques.
Well, basic Taekwondo techniques involve hand and leg movement.
The exercises are not complicated and they can be practiced by both young and old.
Well, Taekwondo demonstrations are always so full of spectacular feats, and I'm sure we'll be treated to some today. Taekwondo is a wonderful sport. It enables the participants to build a strong body through vigorous muscle exercises.
And it also helps to build up the physical and mental toughness. And just look at that.
The 360 degrees kick. The destruction of the plank.
Next they'll do the reverse kick.
Inilah puncak demonstrasi Taekwondo ini. Teknik menendang di paras tinggi memecahkan pingkap.
The audience here thrilled by the performance by the Taekwondo participants.
This is the jumping front kick that we're having.
Two students down now. Students who have not corrected your pen, please send two students now to the pen check.
Just look again at that spectacular display.
Ladies and gentlemen, 700 men from the Singapore Armed Forces will now demonstrate strength, discipline, ruggedness, and teamwork in vigor and victory.
Vigor and victory brings to mind the discipline, strength and ruggedness of the SAF.
Acara ini adalah dari Angkatan Bersenjata Sumbangan Batalion yang ke-6 Tentera Berjalan Kaki. Ia memaparkan kegagahan dan semangat dua pasukan bertentang, satu menyerang dan yang satu lagi bertahan. Bendera sebagai kebiasaan adalah sebagai penggerak semangat. Gema suara drum yang dipukul nanti juga merupakan kuasa pendorong.
The sounds of drums and cymbals create excitement among the audience.
The
There's an air of anticipation as the teams get ready for the battle.
Well, this is a military sport. It basically involves two teams, the attackers and the defenders. The two opposing groups will form at either end of the field, depicting a battle scene with one side defending the cane. The attackers were in blue color, but their aim here is to penetrate the defense and topple the cane.
And before the battle, an exchange of flags.
Well, they'll have to topple the cane and take away the flag either by climbing on top or by pulling off the defense ring. Those in red are the defenders, the blue the attackers. And this is going to be an exciting battle. The whistle goes. Will they be able to do it? Let's watch.
The strategic battle begins with the blue team attempting to knock down a 6-meter pole of the defending red team. Will they be able to do it? Let's watch.
Designed to draw the spectators' support for either side.
Matlamat para penyerang ialah cuba menumbangkan tiang yang tegak berdiri, berbekalkan semangat, tenaga, disiplin dan ketabahan hati. Selagi tiang itu berdiri, selagi itu mereka akan terus berjuang. Keputusan sama ada kalah atau menang adalah unsur suspense yang saya rasa anda juga dapat rasakan.
The defense seems strong. I don't think they'll be able to, well, they've not succeeded. I think they're going to give it another try.
Defenders are very determined, you can see from their faces. Determined to defend the pole.
The participants number 700 men, and these include the attackers, the defenders, the percussion group, the flag bearers, and the mobile stage carriers. And the live music provided creates even more excitement.
Here comes the second rush. Most of them are being pushed back, so some are breaking through. Cheered on by their flag wavers.
Very strong. They have not succeeded, Norman.
They'll have another try.
You know, victory and vigor brings to mind soldiers in combat. And the sporter brings out the need for tactics and the right amount of strength in the field.
Adding excitement is the live music played on synthesizers.
They're going in with more determination.
And more
I think they have broken through. They have broken through. And looks like they are reaching their target. I think he's going to succeed in grabbing the flag and toppling the pole.
There you are.
And he's...
Victory for the blue team.
Satu pengajaran yang boleh kita dapati dalam acara ini. Tiada kejayaan tanpa kerja kuat dan azam. Kejayaan hanya menerusi usaha.
And hooray, they've done it. And excitement mounts as we move on to our grand finale in Heights of Harmony.
Spectator contingents, and this is the Ministry of Health with the Party Heart.
Kedengaran lagu tema siri rancangan televisyen tempatan Air Force, muzik yang disusun khas untuk acara ini dinyanyikan oleh seorang penyanyi Tionghoa terkenal.
All participants are going to come into the center of the field now.
Civil Aviation Authority of Singapore, spectator contingents showing off their corporate colors. This is a special group made up of tambourine players, adding festivity to the occasion. Happy birthday, Singapore, so says the group from Telecom.
All the participants from our mass display items are going to come together in a continuous circle, rotating concentric circles.
Inilah acara puncak kemasukan semula semua peserta. Turut serta ialah penari-penari dari kumpulan muzik dan tarian Angkatan Bersenjata, artis-artis drama terkenal SPC dan lain-lainnya.
Now joining in for the finale, all the participants of the mass displays come together to the center of the field to form a spiral formation. Singaporeans of all races, of different backgrounds, coming together in a harmonious display in the grand finale.
Singaporeans together for the nation's 24th birthday celebration. A birthday party for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we join in a grand finale with Count on Me, Singapore.
Joining the celebration, everyone. Let's all join in one voice. All of the stadium are going to join in, and those at home too, we invite you to join in and sing out loud, Count on Me, Singapore. SBC artists, singers, and the SEF Music and Drama Company performance.
Come on, everyone, join in a chorus. Count on Me, Singapore.
seems that the flag girls have changed their flags.
You're right, Norman. They've changed it to yellow now.
Bentuk menyerupai sebuah kek hari jadi lengkap dengan hiasan yang menarik di atasnya. Sesungguhnya ini ialah pesta hari jadi.
What a spectacular event. Singaporeans sharing the joy of the nation's birthday together as one people. And as one people, let's all sing together, "We are Singapore."
And making a grand appearance, a huge national flag, the flypast by 4 Super Puma helicopters. A salute to the nation on Singapore's 54th birthday.
Kapal terbang Angkatan Bersenjata Singapura, helikopter Angkatan Bersenjata Singapura, helikopter Super Puma.
Together in harmony and reaching for greater heights. Special daylight fireworks.
The gun battery firing. Now come on in the grand ending.
Pesta hari jadi ini adalah aduan muzik, tarian dan warna yang mempesonakan. Berlatar belakangkan langit di kala senja anda dapat melihat hidupan bunga api yang biasa ditunjuk di kala malam. Pandangan seindah ini adalah pertama kali dibuat sebagai pemandangan bangsa.
Well, this is the first time daylight fireworks are being captured. Chrysanthemum shell, comet, palm tree, ring shell, willow, dragon and glittering shell.
Balloons adding to the fireworks. Multi-colored painting in the sky. Complementing the myriad colors here at the stadium.
It's glitter and glamour, joy and togetherness in our swinging finale. Certainly a fabulous and memorable birthday celebration. Happy birthday, Singapore.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's join our voices in the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, our president will now be taking his leave.
Selama lebih 1 jam
Thank you,
setengah,
Mr. President, for being with us.
stadium ini telah bermandikan warna yang indah. Selain daripada itu, muzik dan tarian yang menarik dan acara yang penuh beristiadat. Sebagai semestinya, setiap yang bermula pasti berakhir. Yang tinggal hanyalah kenangan yang pasti berlarut hingga ke tahun depan. Presiden berangkat pulang ke istana dan liputan kami akan berakhir. Yang dapat kami harap ialah pertemuan yang lebih meriah di tahun menjelang sempena ulang tahun yang ke-25. Kita berjumpa lagi.
Singapore's 24th birthday celebration at the stadium has come to an end as the president takes his leave. Singaporeans, young and old, they have reaffirmed their commitment to the nation once again in this National Day celebration, and also enjoyed themselves in the colourful and memorable parade. We've had a grand time together, and we hope you too at home. As we move together into our 25th year of independence as a nation, we look forward to another year of progress and prosperity. Until next year, this is Norman Lim on behalf of Jeanette Joseph and Hashim Yusuf, wishing you a happy National Day from the National Stadium. Goodbye.